Next up in the phase, moving on to chapter 9, and this chapter is about translocation and finding objects. And so he writes, the reason for addressing translocation and finding objects in the same chapter is because both techniques rely on the same mechanics. The only limitations that exist are those of the imagination and desire. And then I would throw in a couple more in there, such as expectation, and then a confidence in yourself to get done and accomplish whatever it is you're trying to get done within the phase or lucid dreaming space. And then this next part I initially disagreed with, but then after continuing to read, I realized he was kind of coming at it from a bit of a different angle, and then it made a lot more sense. But he writes, all methods for controlling the phase space stem from a primary law. The degree of changeability of the phase space is inversely proportionate to the depth of the phase. That is, the deeper the phase, the more difficult it is to perform something unusual in it, because in a deep, stable phase, the laws of it begin to closely resemble those of the physical world. So that initially threw me off, because one of the things you want to do before trying to get anything done within the phase or a lucid dream that's a bit more complicated, such as, trying to make an object appear or trying to translocate to some or teleport to some new location. One of the things you want to do there is you want to do like a dream stabilization technique to make the dream more stable in it, right? And then on top of that too, I like it to be as stable as possible, because then it allows me more wiggle room to try put forth, more and more effort, and then hopefully not wake up out of the dream. Like before you wake up out of the dream, as you're putting forth more of this effort, you'll see the dream start to break down, and then that can be your clue to, okay, wait, back off a little bit, maybe do another dream stabilization technique, and then try again at whatever it is you were trying to do. But then he continues to write, the secret lies in the fact that the depth of the phase depends much on the quantity of sensations derived from senses directed at one space or another, or one object or another. Translocation or object finding techniques are employed when those sensations wane or are absent. So for example, and he has an example in here of this, say if you're holding a red pencil in your hand and you want to change it to blue. It's hard. I mean, it's definitely doable. You can't just stare at the pencil and just try will this thing to be blue. But what's much easier is you close your eyes or you look away from it, and then you try to expect it to be blue when you go ahead and look back at it. Similarly, if you're trying to morph this pencil into some completely different object like a cup or, whatever, a car or something like that, even if you looked away but you're still holding it, not only would you have to expect it to change, but you'd also have to feel it change as well in your hand. So a lot of times it'd be easier to, like, say, I don't know, put the pencil on the ground, look away, look back, and then try have a car appear or a cup appear where the pencil was. And then after this, we'll probably break this up into 2 more videos. He goes on to the specific techniques for translocation and object finding, and those are pretty long, so yeah, another video. Anyway, with that said, that'll wrap it up. Until the next video, keep your phase practice legit.